We do. Chuck Norris.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today. Hello, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to invite you to go to tpr20info.com. If you or a loved one suffer pain or take prescription drugs for pain, then you need to visit tpr20info.com and get TPR20, the effective pain relief cream, without the harmful side effects of prescription drugs. It relieves the pain fast and fights the inflammation to keep the pain away longer. Buy TPR20 for yourself or a loved one to enjoy Christmas and the New Year with greatly reduced pain. Visit tpr20info.com or call to order at 877-829-9962 or click on the TPR20 banner on Infowars.com. Order now and get free shipping in the United States and Canada. Again, go to tpr20info.com. Call to order at 877-829-9962 or click on the TPR20 banner on Infowars.com. Okay, finishing up with the legend, Chuck Norris. There's few people we can say really are a legend. The best-selling book is the official Chuck Norris Fact Book. You can get it for $12.99 at Amazon.com or even less. Great stocking stuffer. And all the proceeds of that go to a really good cause. And that, of course, is the Kickstart program with youth all over the country. And you do teach them discipline, teach him self-respect, teach him self-control. It really does save a lot of lives, and it's so important, all the great things Chuck Norris is doing. Okay, Chuck, finishing up with that point you got cut off. Obama, you talk about him wanting a dictatorship. Clearly, they are setting one up. Clearly, he's setting up a domestic police force he's called for. You talk about revolution. How do we get the people to stand up and say no so it doesn't get to that point?
Well, the thing is, right now, leadership in our country is very scarce. You know, I think two leaders that I look up to is Ron Paul and Mike Huckabee. You know, and Mike Huckabee has a voice now on Fox, and it's really showing because the polls are saying that he is by far the leading candidate for the Republican ticket in 2012. I really think, you know, being with Mike Huckabee for 5 months campaigning for him, I saw him as a man of integrity and honesty, and really a very intelligent man. And he, when on that tour, he never had a teleprompter. He never had notes. He never had anything. He talked right from his heart, Alex. And that was very impressive.
I saw the media confronting him with that made-up thing about that nut that the parole board said let out, and he was just so slick talking.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, as he explained, that was 10 years ago. The kid was 16 years old, and all he committed was burglary. You know, he didn't assault anyone. He didn't kill anyone. It was strictly a burglary.
Well, it does show the media is scared of Huckabee. That's why
they're scared of him. They're scared of him. And, you know, but the guy did fall between the cracks because those judges in Washington let him out after he'd committed those heinous crimes. And that was where the failure was in Washington.
Well, Chuck, we're going to let you go because I know you've got a newspaper interview coming up. But on the subject of Huckabee, he has been coming out now and talking about the New World Order. He said it's a bad thing. And I think it's becoming more acceptable now to tell the truth about the UN and the globalists and George Soros, thanks to you and others speaking out. But I have no doubt that we're going to defeat the New World Order having Chuck Norris on our side.
Well, we're going to survive 3 more years, Alex, and then we're going to have Mike Huckabee as president and Ron Paul as Secretary of the Treasury. And that way we'll keep things honest in our country.
Thank you so much, Chuck Norris, for joining us. We'll talk to you next year.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye.
God bless. Okay, there goes Chuck Norris. Take care, sir. Well, that was a fun interview with Chuck Norris. What about a Huckabee-Ron Paul ticket? Look, Huckabee's not perfect, but compared to George Bush and Barack Obama, my gosh, anything's good. Oh, my gosh. You know, I'm just glad that Chuck Norris is going around speaking out against the New World Order. He's going on national TV, and when Sean Hannity said, oh, well, Ron Paul's a kook, Ron Paul's a nut, and he said, well, good, I'm a nut too, I like him. You know, he didn't betray him. He didn't, wasn't a doubting Thomas. He didn't throw Ron Paul under the bus. And Chuck Norris has come a long way waking up for the New World Order. Just like Jesse Ventura's come a long way. You know, talking to Chuck Norris, he talked about how over 10 years ago he heard my show and liked it in Texas. And Chuck knows a lot more than he's letting on, I'll tell you that. So he's certainly coming along, not just in his knowledge, but what he's willing to talk about. But he certainly does like Mike Huckabee. So that was an interesting interview with him. You know, I was about to ask him about Glenn Beck, who he goes on his show and is friendly with. Glenn Beck calling for a value-added tax. Glenn Beck calling for a value-added tax. That's exactly what the Copenhagen Global Government Treaty that will be paid directly to the IMF and World Bank. We now have the treaty. It's on record, Associated Press, London Guardian, that IMF, World Bank will run the treaty, and so developing countries boycott UN climate talks because the UN is to lose its power. The UN never had any power. It was always a front for banks. It was a debating society to get all the third world countries together so they could be bought off and paid off. Guys, will you pull up again the clip of Bill O'Reilly / Glenn Beck Friday night? This is Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck talking about how they want national sales taxes and value-added taxes. Over a decade, I've told you, because I read the official government plans, it's Council on Foreign Relations publications, you're going to have a national sales tax that is graduated. So it's fair. Some will be exempt, but there's going to be fraud with people buying black market. So you're going to have to thumbprint and swipe a card to buy and sell. That will also be your carbon tax credit. I've told you that for more than a decade because I'm reading directly from the CFR and RAND Corporation and others' plans. I haven't forgotten more than I know, forgotten more than most people know. It's that I read this RAND Corporation plan about federalizing all police and putting federal death squads on the streets. And 10 years from now, it will just be knowledge that I have. And I'll have to reach back into my memory to even remember where I got it. But they write about what's already been covertly set up here. But the issue here is people ask why I don't like Glenn Beck. Because the establishment is keeping their friends close, their enemies closer. At key points, Beck attacks Ron Paul. At key points, he says there are no FEMA camps. At key points, he says the MIAC, Homeland Security reports saying veterans and gun owners are terrorists might be reasonable. At key points,